5. An attack behind bars puts a juvenile detention officer on the other side of the law.
Officer Johnson has been charged with conspiring to violate a detainee's civil rights under color of law, which resulted in the victim's death.
Tonight, 3 years after a teen dies, an officer is charged. And that detention officer is facing federal civil rights charges.
The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida says Antoine Leonard Johnson ordered the attack on the teen and then rewarded the juveniles who carried it out. CBS 4's Gary Nelson is live in Miami with the details. Gary.
Well, this indictment, federal indictment unsealed today, paints a picture of a state juvenile detention center in Miami as something of a gulag that is staffed, or at least was staffed, by guards who made a habit of ordering the beatings, sometimes fatal beatings, of young people who were being housed in the facility. Arrested at work Monday, a state juvenile detention officer who the feds say ordered a fatal beatdown of 17-year-old Elord Revolt by other detainees in August 2015. Indicted is juvie guard Antoine Johnson.
Officer Johnson now faces up to life in prison for ordering the attack that killed ER.
Referring to Elord Revolt by his initials, prosecutors talked about this melee in the juvenile lockup. According to investigators, the guard used hand signals to direct other kids to attack Revolt in what was called a bounty routine.
Johnson did nothing at all to punish or discipline the juveniles who participated in the attack. The bounty system had worked exactly as planned.
It's a practice the Miami Herald and CBS 4 News first reported in 2015, soon after Revolt's death. We talked to detainees about the bounty system.
So usually they'll bribe us with honey buns and stuff like that, you know, with like Skittles or something, and be like, okay, look, bro, this kid disrespecting me, I don't like him.
This indictment says Officer Johnson provided rewards and privileges to juveniles who participated in the officer-directed attack on Elord Revolt, a technique commonly utilized by other juvenile detention officers at the Juvenile Detention Center. So are more arrests coming?
I don't want to comment on whether or not we have or have not identified other officers.
But today's arrest of one guard in this fatal beating, prosecutors say, begins to bring justice for a kid charged with stealing a cell phone and ending up dead. Now, Revolt was a foster child who had run away from a foster home when he stole that cell phone. After his death, 5 employees at the juvenile center were fired. 7 others were disciplined in some fashion. This fellow, Johnson, kept his job and was working up until this morning when he reported to work and was encountered by FBI agents. We're live in Miami. Gary Nelson, CBS 4 News.